to do some sketchy shit. Do-da, do-da, hope I get away with it. Oh, do-da, day.
Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. This is probably not going to be a long show because I do have a appointment with a lawyer in the morning to finalize the wills that Lindsay and I made out about a week ago. Lindsay is not having a good time because she is convinced that she has an infection from the dental work that was done about 2 weeks ago so that she can get new dentures. It's unfortunately excruciating pain for her, which I can do nothing about. And I wish I could, but there's not much of anything I could do. We have another dentist appointment for um, finalizing that for her, but that's not going to be until I don't know if it's Friday or if it's next week sometime. She writes all this stuff down, types it into her phone, and then copies it onto a calendar on the back door in pen and ink so that if I remember, I can look at it while I'm letting the dog in or out. But yeah, um, elephant in the room. Don't know if my grandson uh, went through the procedure that he was supposed to have today that kept me from going to visit. Um, cannot say too much about it. Uh, he's close to 40. So we're talking about a grown man, not a little child. But evidently, someone decided how can I put this? How about if I don't put that? We'll just let it go. He's in the hospital in the ICU. He should be. He should have undergone kidney dialysis today. He was um, having a bad reaction to one of the meds that the hospital had prescribed to him. Um, Yesterday, 2 days ago. I forget which. It was either Monday or Tuesday, or Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, uh, I haven't written any of this stuff down. I don't have it memorized or anything like that. I'm running off adrenaline and basically cottage cheese and instant macaroni right now because I can't concentrate on fixing anything for myself to eat because I'm too worried. So I hope y'all understand. And that's about all I'm allowed to say. So, without further ado, or with much ado about nothing, got Joe Bachman here with me this evening. And mm, anything else you want to know about me is probably on a Facebook post that has got 10,000 replies on or something like that. I don't know. It's basically that post is getting bigger than Encyclopedia Britannica, um, which is reassuring that that many people are worried about myself and my family. Um, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ow. We can't see your piano anymore, Joe. There's not enough people here to give you the widescreen, so never mind. Um, never mind the furthermore. Uh, which there is another one tomorrow, is there not? Tomorrow morning.
It is
I watched one of Nick
even later.
knows Nerf today. While I'm not Nerftastic myself, I can appreciate a well-made machine when I see one.
And Nick will be on the Tea House with Bladed Thesis this Saturday.
Oh yes, I highly recommend that. Thesis is one of the nicest guys I know. Um, he's like a son to me, but then a lot of people are. Um, and there he is in the chat. Hey, Thesis.
Mhm.
Now, if there's anything this man
Oh,
has,
you took me down.
I did.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you hit the hotkey when you're typing something.
Wrong keyboard.
Ah,
Yes.
I'll do it every time.
Well, I'm trying to use the iPad to reply to the chats, and I keep automatically typing on the keyboard because I keep wanting to get back into finishing more stories. Um, I just about did it again. It didn't used to be that bad when I was using the Bluetooth keyboard where I just rotate a little knob between one of three selections and get the right computer to use my keyboard, my physical keyboard, rather than the one on the screen of the iPad. But
Yeah.
I got tired of having to buy new ones because I doze off in the middle of the night and dump a drink on the keyboard and it's ruined forever. Um, hey, when it when it stopped when it stops performing like a keyboard and just indicates an endless series of Ys or Ts when you are not anywhere near the thing.
Yeah.
It's time to buy a new one. I've got one in the box over here. I haven't even opened up, and I went, wait a minute. I'm tired of spending $40 every 2 or 3 months for being clumsy. I'll just go to the Dollar General and get me a $10 one. And so far, it stood up to multiple liquid assaults. It does kind of stick to the desk occasionally, but once I notice, I can lift it up and give the desk surface a alcohol rub, which I'm sure it sighs over in relief.
If you hear your desk moaning, you might.
Hey, if my desk starts moaning, I know to start taking heavy stuff off of it. Hell, I've got a brand new set of speakers here that I want to put up on the upper surface above my head, but I'm going, didn't you want to take all of this down and set it on fire somewhere and build your own that goes 3/4 of the way around the room? I'm going, well, yeah. Um, what you talking about, Willis? Yeah. Oh, and I also need to build myself my own liquor cabinet back here, right outside the bedroom door, right across from the door of my office, so that when my wife nods off watching a TV program in the middle of the night, I don't wake her up going to the liquor cabinet in the kitchen. And I could just move all my stuff out of there and she can use it for pots and pans because there's never enough cabinet space in a kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And half the cabinet space is she has to have a ladder to get up on it. I mean, she's 5'2", which is not unrespectable, but the house was built for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not me, not her. I have to have a ladder to get some of the stuff off those shelves. I'll be interested to see if there's any wind damage to my outdoor cooking area tomorrow when I wake up. Shouldn't have been. I've got a weather station out there within 15, 20 feet of the barbecue grills in the cast iron stove, and it has not gone up above the 3-mile-an-hour wind all night when it was forecast to be 60 to 70-mile-an-hour winds for some areas around me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we dodged that bullet successfully, not through any effort of mine, but I don't even hear any thunder right now. So unless more stuff drifts down from Middle Tennessee, we're okay. I know there was a tornado watch established for the southern half of Georgia, but I'm in the northern half. So, unless there are vagaries of weather that I have not been informed of for tonight, I think we're all right. It's just kind of light drizzle now. Not a sweet drizzle, but a light drizzle.
You can't always have a sweet drizzle, much as you may want to.
No, but
Trey may have something to say about that.
As I understand, it is very much in demand. So
goes down smooth. What can I say?
Let me see what the. Okay, there is no severe weather warnings anywhere near me now. There
That's good.
is flood warning, but that's it. I mean, I'm up on top of a hill. If it floods enough to get here, um, I've got at least 5 neighbors that are going to be wishing they'd bought a submarine. Um, no, not autofill. I'm just trying to go back to the chat for the show.
Don't you love when it just decides it wants to have a mind of its own?
You talking about the computers or something else?
Computers.
Thank you. Keep me out of trouble. Briefly.
I do my best.
Have you tried any more new scents of candles for your candle making recently?
Not recently. This last weekend was rather busy, and then this week at work, well, between work and then the town meetings on Wednesday, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do another, a couple candles out Wednesday. Nope, that got shot over to hell because I had town meetings. So,
Mm-hmm. Oh, Thesis, you have no idea. Who wants to stay out of trouble? Depends on the kind of trouble and with whom.
I could get myself into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but you're good at fast talking. You might be able to get your way out of it.
I don't know. Trey hasn't killed me yet, so I got to be doing something right. And she always tells me that she won't kill me in my sleep. I will be armed, I will be awake, and I will be facing her. Because, that's going to do me a whole hell of a lot of good. Also, she said she would never use one of her lifesteal swords because she's too lazy to clean the blood off to keep it from pitting.
That doesn't leave out the world famous frying pan.
I'll hear if she gets that because she's got to move a couple other pans to get that cast iron out. I'll know that one's coming.
Time to run and keep facing outward and never carry a weapon. Oh dear.
You don't know quite how much truth you just spoke there.
No, Thesis, we don't. Although my first wife was quite fond of it. Not even going to flash that one up on the screen, Thesis. I'm sorry. That's definitely a green room comment. So.
Well, if you count a little mini dagger, I mean, yes, but
those things are about, well, unless it's an absolute emergency, about the only thing you can do with those is clean up from under your fingernails. Believe me, I have 2 walls of swords. I don't use any of those for trimming my fingernails or cleaning out from under them. Although there was one fellow that was quite astonished that I referred to one of them as the bedroom sword. And he did not realize that this is Toledo steel. It has held a razor edge for over 30 years. And if somebody breaks into the house, it's going to be Colt 45 in my left hand, Toledo steel in my right. Basically, blind them with a muzzle flash, then go through one of the fencing moves where you leap forward about 10 yards that nobody expects you to be able to leap.
I feel bad for anybody that ever breaks into our house, because if they survive, I'm going to end up having to pay for their therapy. Because first off, they break in, they're going to have to try and get past all the cat toys by the door. So if I don't hear the initial break-in, I'm going to hear them trip and fall, which is going to wake me up. And at that point, I'm going to roll over. I'm going to grab the 410 that's loaded and right there next to the bed.
I need to get one of those.
So when they, come into the room, they're going to get peppered with some two 410 shells because it's double barrel. They survive that. Now my wife is going to be woken up. She may not hear them trip and fall. She may not hear the break-in, but she's going to hear that shotgun blast go off.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't wake the sleeping beast in the middle of the night, especially suddenly like that. And God help you if she can find the machete that's next to her side of the bed in the dark. And the part with the 410 also, generally the hallway light's on. So the first thing you're going to see as you enter the room is a fat, naked white man leveling a 410 towards the bedroom door.
This has been known to deter several home invaders before. I think one of our chief worries is the German Shepherd that we have. That is the size of a full-grown deer. And if anybody gets through the door, I'm going to hear the ruckus. And if they've survived the dog, I can damn well guarantee they're not going to survive my wife going, "Don't you hurt my dog." Or me going, "I believe you done fucked up now." Now, I probably should, instead of the shotgun, get the Tommy gun near the bed. Although I don't want it to become a dog's chew toy.
Yeah.
It's not full automatic. It never can be unless somebody with a machine shop played tricks with it, and I'm not going to go for that.
Yeah.
But it is a 45. And 45 semi-auto is one of the best one-shot stop weapons ever invented. Usually, if it doesn't kill you immediately, you will get to live out your full mortal span. You won't be happy about it, but you will not die. If you don't die immediately, you will not die. But you will get knocked on your ass, and you will lose all interest in further combat.
See, now this is, if the site loads, there we go. This is the revolver I want to get. If I can find the right model
the right picture.
No, it's not that one. That one's not that one. God damn it! Where's the one that takes
everything?
Oh, don't tell me they quit selling it.
Oh, if it's a Medusa, it's very hard to get hold of anymore.
No, it's not a Medusa. It's actually a Taurus.
Okay.
It's the Taurus. There it is. I think that's it. Yep, there she is. Let's see. Share that real quick. I just can't bring myself to actually spend the money.
Raging Judge. Yes, I'm very familiar with that. 45 long Colt and 410 shotgun interchangeably.
But the Raging Judge also takes the 454 case all.
Oh Lord. That'll do some that would make a bear be disinterested in trying to eat you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
One of my
Asia.
Hey Asia. Well, one of my buddy's friends has one of these that he leaves by his bedside. The first two are the 410 as warning shots. The next two are the 45, and then if you haven't gotten the point at that, if he hasn't gotten the point across yet, the last two are the 454s.
Well, I mean, after the first four, you might have a pause to carefully aim.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I am quite familiar with that, and it's got the nice rubberized grip on it that is padded a
Mm-hmm.
bit, and yeah,
Yeah. That is the one I want to get.
yep. Now,
Oh, they have discontinued it.
oh,
Oh, you bastards.
you're gonna have to start going to pawn shops,
Mm-hmm.
which means the price will be reduced.
True. That is very
Um,
true.
Now
Good God.
I have a oh Lord, I can't remember the name of the company except it's a Derringer, and it is made by a company. The first name of it is Texas, and it is 410 45 long Colt.
So Taurus came out with I haven't seen this model before.
No,
It's the Taurus Judge Home Defender. It's a revolver. It looks like a damn little mini shotgun.
it probably is,
Well,
and
it pretty much is. It's a 13-inch barrel, but still.
it definitely will hold 410 as well as 45 long Colt, and probably several other things as well. Um,
I was scrolling through their site. I'm like, that looks like a revolver shotgun. What?
you have to hold it carefully in case the cylinder is not completely sealed to the barrel.
Right.
Otherwise, you could lose a hand.
Yeah. No,
I've
that one would just be interesting. That one I just want to hold. Like I just want to. I want to see how
You want to
balanced it is.
feel the weight.
Yeah. That one intrigues me. Uh,
Well, there are certain firearms that do interest me strangely, and I have been looking at them for years. Um, there's I believe it is a circuit court judge, which is a rifle version of the judge.
mhm.
So I'm just going, well, it looks like it could be useful and very versatile. And I have firearms enthusiast people in my friends list who go, "Oh no, no, no! Don't get the crossover guns are all wacky and not as good for either purpose as the dedicated one." I'm going, look, dude, I'm not going to be carrying around a dozen different things to do a dozen different jobs. Uh, Push comes to shove, I want something I can make do whatever I want it to do.
Yeah.
If I want to hunt birds, I'll use a shotgun. If I want to hunt deer, I'll use a deer rifle. If I want to make sure that my home is not successfully invaded, I will use one form or another of a pistol or shotgun. Um, God help, God help them if they make me damage my bookcase. I've I've been collecting those books since I was 6. Um,
Well, they make you damage your bookcase if they, try and come after you in any way, shape, or form. You probably any judge would probably accept an insanity plea at that point on your, you know, any judge that has any literary sense at least would be like, no, he, you caused him to go off like that. That's on you.
uh, but believe me, in Georgia, it's still a legal defense to go, he needed killing. We're not proud of that, but they recognize it. They may not accept it, but they recognize it. Um, Besides, you know me, insanity, pretty much. Oh Lord, no, I use the little derringer when I'm out in the yard early spring mowing for the first time when all the winter growth has been getting out of hand, and I'm riding around on a mower and don't really want to run up on a rattlesnake or a copperhead or a water moccasin, but we're in the right zone for all three of those and close enough to water that a water moccasin is remotely possible. I mean, I've stepped on one before and got away scot free. That was on my parents' farm, just walking along the creek, and all of a sudden I lift my foot and hear a splash into the creek, and I look back and I just scared the crap out of a snake I stepped on, and it is swimming away quite well. Uh, did not need to look it in the jaws to find out. I just dodged certain death because I was too far into the woods to be able to get back to the house and call 911 in time to get me to any source of antivenom. So yeah, I'm one of those fools that the gods look after, but do occasionally teach lessons too. Uh, yep.
Oh,
That reminds me. Uh, no one has ever claimed my father's collection of firearms because mom has not given permission to go through the closet.
hmm
There is there's one 16 gauge shotgun that someone has offered me at least $10,000 for.
wow.
I'm go I'm going. This was dad's. You can't buy 16 gauge shells anymore, but I'm not getting rid of it because it was dad's. Uh, there's a um, one of the local sporting goods stores had a sale on Chinese SKS rifles. Dad bought 3. My brother bought 3. I bought 1. I'm going, I think having 1 military grade rifle with a bayonet on it is pushing my luck just a little.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get the advanced optics and the fiberglass stock and all this to modify one of the spares if I were to try and split Dad's collection up with my little brother. I know my sister wants my mom's 357 revolver
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost identical to the one she carries in her purse all the time. Of course, my sister doesn't need a pistol. If she gets mad at somebody, she just pick them up by both shoulders and rip them in half and throw them over her head. She's fierce. Um oh. And I'm sorry, viewers from overseas that aren't familiar with the casual way that Americans consider firearms a necessary tool. I grew up in East Tennessee, and my dad and his uncle and one of my cousins, we were out hunting just about every weekend. Anything we got, we brought back for Sunday dinner for an extended family. I'd been 20 or 30 people,
Mm-hmm.
as well as sharing with the neighbors. And it's just natural. Um, you get advanced safety training out of that particular situation. Um, when you're young, you know, firearm equals do not touch. When you're a little bit older, you get taught uh, not only marksmanship, but the safe way to cross a barbed wire fence with a firearm. And then from there, it just gets more and more intense. Now, Dad's uncle was a sniper in World War One. That man could take the head off of a bird at 150 yards with just a deer rifle. Not even that impressive a caliber deer rifle. His aim was that good. And he liked to collect and swap and trade things. He was basically um, a walking pawn shop. He did swaps and deals and things like that all of his life.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of his collection disappeared during his funeral. The family knows exactly who went into the house and collected everything. I, for one, would like to have his carpentry kit, but it no longer exists. It's been that long. He hand built the toolbox, and it did not get taken away. It just kind of went to pieces with the house that he and my great aunt lived in. They were brother and sister. Um, they just, she was kind of um, early onset Alzheimer's my whole life. So somebody needed to take care of her, and her brother decided he was the one. So their sister lived right next door. Another sister lived across the road. That was my grandmother. Um, we took care of her. She had a cast iron stove in her kitchen that The stove was about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, and she could cook anything on there. She knew exactly how much wood to put in, how much coal to put in. She knew what the temperature was without a thermometer. She just hold her hand over the stovetop and go, yeah, need another chunk of coal. And from birthday cakes to family reunion dinners, she could do it all. Um, Amazing woman, really funny. I mean, she had a great sense of humor, but everybody realized that she was not firmly connected with this world.
That happens.
Hey, she had a great time all of her life.
Hmm.
I mean, she survived World War I, World War II, the Great Depression, living in pretty much abject poverty in on the slopes of the Smoky Mountains.
Hmm.
Um, never lost her joy for anything. I mean, every once in a while, her sisters would snap at her for being silly. Oh, and she was absolutely fantastic at playing an upright piano. Of course, her entire repertoire on the upright piano was hymnals,
Hmm.
just church hymns, but the woman had talent. Um, y'all think I'm good? She could actually play something instead of program it. Um,
Oh.
oh, Joe Dog wants me to compose something for Hallowcon. I'm going, this is going to take some research to find all the haunted house recordings that I stashed away. And God only
Hmm.
knows if that reel-to-reel tape recorder in the barn will still function. But I do have some digital recordings, and I do have um, at least one vinyl haunted house video album that I can harvest sound effects again from. Um, I mean, there's one thing I've got on my Bandcamp that is basically just haunted house music because when I was at work, uh, got uh, I got asked to do background music for the charity haunted house that they would put on out at the mall. They had my own little cubicle in the middle where nobody knew I was there, but
Hmm.
I had the reel to reel. I had a synthesizer. I had all sorts of stuff in there for me to use, and it's basically just let the groups walk around, keep the volume low in until the last room when one of the maintenance men came at them with a saw that did not have a chain on it or a blade. Sometimes they'd use a circular saw instead of a chainsaw, but it was safe. There was nothing to cut anybody with, but there was a money back guarantee if you could walk through there without running out in panic. And nobody's ever been able to collect the guarantee. Um, and I'm sitting here in the middle of it in this little hidden room, playing stuff on the keyboard and playing stuff on the reel to reel and 8-track tape player and all this other stuff that I used. Um, it was a lot of fun. Raised a lot of money for charity. That's the important thing. Raised a lot of money for charity.
Oh, yeah, and I've got so many different irons in my fire right now that I don't even know where to begin at this point.
I know where to begin. There's so much shit going on with my family right now that I can't focus.
Hmm.
There's stuff that needs to be done. I mean, desperately needs to be done, and I have the attention span of a gnat. Um, soon as some of this stuff gets resolved, I promise I will get back to work. But I can't turn out good work until this stuff gets resolved in one way or another.
Yeah. No, I actually had a good. I call them good mental clarity days. The other day, I was actually able to multitask and get a whole bunch of stuff done, both for work and for the parks.
Well, that's always good. I mean, sad that it's only one day in your recent memory, but uh, actually being able to accomplish things is admirable. Let me throw this empty can in the trash before my wife comes in to go, don't drink too much rum. We got to go see the lawyer tomorrow.
Not a problem.
No. I mean, I'm not even going to get the third or fourth can of beer out of the fridge. I just want to throw the empty one away before she comes in and reminds me I've got to get up early. I've already got the alarm clock set. She's going to get up 2 hours earlier than I do for basically what is walk in the office and sign the final papers. We've already paid the bill. This is just, no, we don't have any changes or additions to make to it at this time, which will take probably all of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those things where it's going to take you longer to actually drive there than to do everything.
well, considering it should take me about 7 to 10 minutes to drive there, I'm thinking a 5-minute actual office visit, and we'll never even see the lawyer, just the secretary.
Yeah.
She'll have stuff there for us to sign. Might run stuff through a copy machine. That should be it. I mean, as long as the lawyer sends it through probate and gets it registered at the courthouse, we're good to go. Not too worried about her. It's just I tend to drive a lot, so traffic accidents are a thing. I've been in enough of them. I've been in way too many of them. But I want to make sure that she is absolutely taken care of and has nothing to worry about for the rest of her life. And I will take my chances.
Well, it looks like Brian Rodman and Brian K. Morris are going to do a show again.
Oh,
on April 15th.
Tax Avoidance Day.
That's another thing I need to do tomorrow. I have to print out my state taxes and mail those in.
Actually, yesterday and today, my state and federal taxes, the refund was deposited in my bank. And I've already transferred the lion's share of that into the high interest savings account attached to one of my credit cards. So we're sitting pretty right now.
I got the federal back a while ago. For some reason, Indiana, and I even had TurboTax look at it, and they're like, "We don't understand their reasoning for this. This makes no sense." But something about two of the numbers can't match, and if they do, you can't e-file.
Oh. Well, I do know my federal tax was exactly what my tax preparer said it was going to be, but the Georgia state tax refund was about $300 less than what he figured.
Oh.
And I'm going, ooh, that doesn't sound good, but it's still more than I normally would get in a year where I was working.
Yeah.
So, yeah, being retired throws lots of curves in there. I'm thinking earned interest on the different bank accounts and the last few COVID whatever they called those back then.
The stimulus.
The stimulus checks, yes. And there are several places that would not give me tax information. Bandcamp is real good about it. PayPal is real good about it. My bank said, no, there's nothing you need to claim on your insurance or on your income tax from us.
Mm-hmm.
And then the high interest savings account gave me everything I needed. I printed out more stuff than I had to buy more printer paper and a couple of more cartridges of ink to print out all this stuff. It is what it is, or whatever anyone else wants to make an excuse for. Georgia's not one of those states where they really keep track of paperwork very well because they're afraid to get caught for their own bullshit. So,
Gotcha.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. Had enough money to live off of, had enough money to pay bills. We've got quite a bit set aside for retirement. So probably even at the end of my expected lifespan, there should be some left. We just had to make sure through the will that Lindsay can access it legally. Because there's no way to add her to the different credit cards and things. So I'm going to have those paid off before I shuffle off this mortal coil, and it's not that much. I mean, I've already paid the damn things off about 8 times in the last 20 years, but I keep shopping.
I know you have to be up early.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be wise to do the normal 2-hour show.
Probably not. I mean, we've done close to an hour already. I'm flagging a little bit. I'm talking entirely too much, which is never a good sign.
Well, you know me, I'm generally pretty quiet. I just kind of come in with the little one-liners here and there.
And I just jabber, trying to fill time. And basically, um, there haven't been that many of our friends who have stayed up to be here. I mean, I was quite prepared to do um, monologue, add, bye,
Hmm.
because I've done that quite a bit here recently. Um, Joe Dog and John and Chris are actually gearing up for Hallowcon, even though that's months away at this point. I've
Yeah,
got
it takes months to get prepared for that.
well, if you're running a con, yes. Um, and then we have LibertyCon in Chattanooga in about 60 to 70 days because it's in midsummer.
Hmm.
And uh, Hallowcon is the only one that Lindsay wants to have a dealer table at. But this year, the problem is the little girl that used to come and feed our cats twice a day is now a school teacher. So we either need to find somebody else to take care of the cats or she stays home. And if she stays home, uh, vending would just be me selling my books.
That was one hell of a rumble of thunder you just had.
Yep.
Either that or you're really hungry. Uh,
No, that was thunder. Let me check the other screen here. Yeah, I've got the radar open, so I'm trying to keep track of stuff. Hopefully the dog will not get scared. That would be a traumatic night.
mhm.
Uh, oh, the storm is rolling past north of me by 7 miles and
Mhm.
south of me by 10 miles. So I'm hearing stuff that just arrived from Chattanooga. Um, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Um, it's still under a, if I interpret the color of the warning box on here, a it's not a flood watch. It's just a um, severe weather alert. So it'll be all right. Um, Too many of those, and the dog will not have a good night, which means the wife will be awake, which means, hey, more questions. Um, she's like Columbo and Perot put together. Ask me
Mhm.
questions I don't have an answer for, and expect something sensible to come out of my mouth. Ain't gonna happen. Won't never happen. Um, oh. Well, let's see. We got like 30 seconds before a full hour. Um, Let me run a couple of ads and
Mhm.
then the final credits, and I will say good night to you, my son.
Good night.
And I will see everybody the next time that I see everybody. Bye bye.
Good night, folks.
In the early days of the Korean War, an underage boy ran away from his family's farm in West Virginia to join the Army. He quickly transferred to the Air Corps and became a fighter pilot. Somehow, he became useful to several alphabet agencies, so he was recruited to help them during the Cold War. Eventually, he got tired of being a spy and tried to retire. Fate had other ideas. These are some of the early adventures of Captain Tom Darby of the U.S. Army Air Corps. From before that fateful night, he rode his motorcycle around a curve too fast on a back road in rural Georgia and accidentally began a new life entirely.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.